Alrighty guys, we're back for some Rakdos Legends, and this is a Streets of New Capenna standard build. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some normal play mode. But first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Redcat, and I play aggro decks, and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you guys. So, what do we got in the build here? First of all, it's gonna be a little bit janky. That's why we're just gonna take it into some normal play mode and not worry too much about winning. Just worry about having fun with this one. Another thing to note is it is rotation proof down to the mana base as well. So, yeah, when rotation comes this September, none of these cards will be rotating out. So, what is the deck based around? Technically, it's a human build. Technically, it's a legendary creature build or a legendary permanent build. That's why we have a couple Mire box. Just a couple. I don't think you want more than a couple because sometimes all you'll get is Mire box then. It's great to have though. It is a 3-drop artifact. The legend rule doesn't apply to permanents you control. Nice. What could be better than having 3 Meathook Massacres on the board at the same time, you know? Each legendary creature you control gets +1/+1. Each non-token creature you control gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control with the same name as that creature. So that could get out of hand pretty fast, actually. What else do we got in the build here, guys? We got 4 Dockside Chefs. Needed a good human that knew how to sacrifice well. I couldn't ask for a better 1-drop here. So for 2 mana, sacrifice an artifact or creature, draw a card. Very nice. And it's a 1/2, so it's not bad. This is just not a bad card at all. We have 2 Ecstatic Awakeners. Speaking of bad cards, this is a terrible card. But I think it's going to come in handy here, at least a little bit. It is a human. You could pay 3 mana, sacrifice another creature, draw a card, then transform Ecstatic Awakener. Activate only once each turn. When it transforms, it becomes a 4/4. And honestly, you'd think this would be pretty good sometimes, and it might come in handy. This deck definitely knows how to get some extra creatures on the board that you're willing to sacrifice, so maybe. We got 4 Infernal Grasps, and if you prefer a different type of removal here, then go ahead and slot that in, I guess. And if you're playing this before rotation, then you could play things like Bloodchief's Thirst in place of Infernal Grasp, at least like maybe a couple Blood Chiefs and a couple Infernal Grasp, because this deck is actually going to be dealing a lot of damage to yourself, so hopefully the Grasp doesn't end up killing us. We have 3 Jadars, and honestly, you could probably fit 4 of them in here with Mire box, because Jadar is sweet, and getting that decayed zombie that you can sacrifice to some of these other abilities happens to be pretty darn good, and a human. Speaking of humans, we got 4 Tenacious Underdogs. This card is gonna be a sweet, and we'll go over why in just a second. We have 4 Meathook Massacres. It's like I said, if you have multiple of these out there with Mire box and stuff, then that damage really racks up, and hopefully the life gain too. But we do have a little bit of anti-synergy in here with Meathook, which I'll go over in a second. It's not that bad though. I'm not worried about it at all. We have 4 Jerrens. Corrupted Bishop. So this is a 3-drop 2/3 legendary creature human. When Jerren enters the battlefield or another non-token human you control dies, you lose 1 life and create a 1/1 white human creature token. Then you can pay 2. Target human you control gains lifelink until end of turn. Nice. At the beginning of your end step, if you have exactly 13 life, you may pay 6 mana. If you do transform Jerren, and it transforms into the Corruptor, a flying trample lifelink 6/6 with sacrifice another creature, draw a card. We're not too worried about transforming this, but it might come into play eventually. You never know. We have a couple Heroes Downfalls. Oh, I should go over this now before I forget. So Jerren is freaking sweet with Tenacious Underdog. You can blitz out Underdog, do your damage or whatever you want to do, and then when Underdog dies from the blitz ability, you'll get a 1/1 human. Of course, you'll lose another life. Like I said, the deck knows how to do damage to itself, unfortunately, so We'll see. Maybe, honestly, maybe getting to that 13 life and paying 6 won't be that bad in this deck. Um, we'll see, though. Yeah, a couple heroes downfalls. I think being able to target planeswalkers is going to be important in some matches, and just more spot removal is going to be pretty good too. We have 3 Ob Nixilis, one of the reasons to go Rakdos in this particular build. And with Mirebox on the board, you can have just 1,000 Ob Nixilis, especially if you already used the casualty, and then like you use the casualty again or something, right? With Mirebox, of course, the legend rule doesn't apply, so you just have just a bunch of obs. Sounds good to me. The card definitely helps you close out games, and it can help you gain that life back that you're losing, as long as you, of course, create a devil too. We already went over Mirebox. On the top end, we have 3 Gisas, Glorious Resurrector. So this is a 4-drop, 4/4 legendary creature human. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. Okay, so that's the tiny little bit of anti-synergy I was talking about with Meathook. So if it would die, you exile it instead. So that ability on Meathook where it says whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you gain 1 life. With Gisa on the board and you drop a Meathook or something, then Gisa's just going to exile all the creatures that was killed on the opponent's side, and so you won't actually gain life from the Meathook. But that is like such a tiny little thing. I'm not worried about it, especially because at the beginning of your upkeep, put all creature cards exiled with Gisa, Glorious Resurrector, onto the battlefield under your control. They gain Decayed. Oh man, that is so cool, guys. I can't, like, that is, you swing in, you do a bunch of damage, the Decayed kills all those creatures anyways, and let's read that first ability on Meathook here. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life, and now imagine you have a couple Meathooks on the board already. It has to be janky. It has to be, but it is so cool, guys. I can't wait to actually get this onto the board. Another card on the very top end, we have a 4-drop Forge Boss. It's a 3/4 human, and again, the humans are important here because of Jerren. So whenever you sacrifice 1 or more other creatures, Forge Boss deals 2 damage to each opponent. This ability triggers only once each turn, so that could be on your turn and on your opponent's turn. And like the cards that you can, of course, sacrifice would be like, first of all, the Decayed zombies, the Decayed creatures from Gisa. Ob Nixilis you can sacrifice for casualty. You can sacrifice to draw a card off of the chef. You can sacrifice to transform this into the demon. So we have a lot of ways to sacrifice things. And yeah, like I said, the Jadar Decayed zombies are going to really come in handy. Did I say that? I think I did. Because yeah, you're going to be sacrificing them a lot, and you can sacrifice it to get out an Ob Nixilis, for example. Then you immediately get back that zombie. Or you can sacrifice it to make an Awoken Demon 4/4, and then you immediately get back that Decayed zombie. Seems pretty cool, right? In the mana base, we have our dual land, a couple Bloodfell Caves here to help us make sure we actually see the red sources. Hopefully, we don't have too many red sources here, because yeah, the deck is essentially like mono black with a splash of red for Ob Nixilis and Forge Boss. But we'll see. Hopefully this isn't too many red sources, because yeah, sometimes we're going to want to actually play out the Crucible too, to actually get a couple 1/1s. So yeah, we should be fine. A couple Abandoned Mires as well. Honorable mentions over here, because it is, I don't know why I have 2 Unlucky Witnesses in the sideboard. Because it is only a splash of red, I didn't want the Unlucky Witness on the top end. I wanted more black cards on the top end, especially because of the double black pips in Meathook Massacre. I never want to run into the scenario where I struggle to cast out a Meathook because of that. And so no Unlucky Witness this time, but it is a human, and it would be pretty terrific in a deck like this, honestly. If you wanted to lean more Rakdos, then that's what you could do. Doomed Dissenter would be cool. It's a human. When it dies, you get a 2/2 black zombie. Cool. Vengeful Strangler could be pretty cool too. It can't block, but when it dies, return it to the battlefield transformed under your control, attached to target creature or planeswalker, and then it becomes, you know, the Strangling Grasp At the beginning of your upkeep, enchanted permanent's controller sacrifices a non-land permanent. Then that player loses 1 life. So what they want to do is sacrifice the card that Strangling Grasp is attached to. It could be neat. It's a human, so speaking of humans, Jaxis, it's legendary. It could be sweet in here, but if you don't see Mirror Box, you could get caught up on the fact that you can't copy like another legendary creature or something without one of them dying immediately. So that's why there's no Jaxis here. Okay, guys, hopefully I went over it well enough. It took me forever, and I apologize for that. Either way, let's go ahead, hop into some normal play mode, and see how it does. Well, we'll see if we can get right into our first match here. The other day, oh, there we go, under 10 seconds, that's not bad. The other day we played some Alchemy, and it definitely took a little bit longer to find matches over in Alchemy again. When Baldur's Gate first dropped, it was really fast. It's not a bad hand. Ruin Crab. Oh no. Wonder if we kill that with the Infernal Grasp right away, or just get the Tenacious Underdog down so we can start swinging in. No, my Gisa. I don't think that's going to do a lot in this scenario anyways. Yeah, I wonder if we just Infernal Grasp. How do you guys feel about that? Yeah. Yeah, let's get the crab off the table here before they have like some kind of counterspell that could stop the Infernal Grasp or something. I think usually... Okay. Bloodfell Caves. Fable. Alright, let's go ahead and get the caves down and drop an Underdog. Because I think I want to be able to block that 2/2 and trade. How do you guys feel about that? Okay, Expressive Iteration. Okay, so this is definitely like... I don't know. Is it mill, but it looks a little bit bigger than what is it mill usually goes for. Okay, so they don't end up swinging there. So I wonder if they trade when we swing. It might. Let's do it. Attempt to swing. Could just be removal in hand too. We probably want to play around a Jwari this turn, so I'll just play the other cave out and go for the other Tenacious Underdog to play around a Jwari Disruption, because we could have played Abandoned Mire. Behold the Multiverse. Nice. We could have gone Mire and got Jadar down too. So now that they're tapped out, we might as well. We should probably play around a board wipe though, huh? Yeah, okay, we'll play around a board wipe too. I was thinking, yeah, we could drop the other chef here, but Expressive Iteration. Yeah. I'm pretty scared about what the opponent's doing over there. Fading Hope on one of the underdogs on our turn. Interesting. Oh, yeah, they wanted to swing in safely. Yep, that's smart. Yeah, it's cool. We'll take the 2. They got a little bit of ramp there. Another Jadar. Okay, so what we could do is we could swing with Underdog, sacrifice Underdog. I think I'd rather get a Jadar down and sacrifice the Decayed Zombie when it comes time. Let's swing with the Underdog. I probably should have done that first, but... because I do want to get that damage through. Because at this point, they have enough. They have 6 mana, so we don't care too much more about what they ramp on the Shaman, since they prevented us blocking the first time. So, do we go for the draw off the chef, or do we get the second Underdog on the board? I'm going to go for the draw. Second Underdog could help us block again, but I don't think we care. They definitely got enough ramp, or as much ramp as they would need. I think this is 100% fine. Well, they have 5 mana open here. They could copy this too. Not going to copy, they're passing. We're going to go ahead and draw by sacrificing that Decayed Zombie. Meathook, okay. Okay, that's interesting. Jerren as well. Okay. Ooh, how do I want to do this? 5 mana open on their side. We'll start with a swing from Underdog. Well, yeah, I don't plan on playing Jerren this turn. I think they take the 3 anyways. Right. I'm gonna get the other Underdog down. Maybe it should be Jerren, actually. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, guys. Because Jerren will get us a 1/1. We'll have 2 open for a sacrifice on the Dockside Chef. So what we could end up doing... This is silly, guys. Okay, let's go ahead and end turn. See if they do another big score or something. We get a 2/2 here. They create a token. Okay. Oh, okay, that's that. That's that, I guess. Create another token. Okay. They're gonna have so much mana, guys. Oh my goodness. Yep. Well, at least it's not a Goldspan Dragon yet. They must be planning on copying Tasha's Hideous Laughter like 1,000 times here. So let's go with... We'll definitely block the main one, right? And... we could just take the 4, honestly. We could just take the 4. That's fine. Let's do it. Let's do it. Good game. Alright, are they gonna copy it? Okay. Okay, here goes nothing. They're laughing. Wait, I have a dragon. I have dragons too. Let me find them. Yeah, galvanic iteration again. Oh man. And here comes the Hideous Laughter. Dang, bro. What if we survive? There's no way. There's absolutely no way. I think that's literally impossible. Resolve all. So I can stop clicking the button for the opponent. Ah, yep, there it is. And they still had one more, I think. We'll give him the red dragon too. That's a very good game, opponent. Very good game. Well, GG, guys. Our deck really, you know, it felt good there, mostly. You know, like, there was a lot of stuff going on. A lot of little synergies to think about. A lot of options. You guys know, I do like a good deck with a lot of options, but generally speaking, when there are a ton of them, I always say, like, oh, this is definitely one that you got to practice with, you know? Because if you practice with a deck a lot, then you know all of those options, or you can kind of not necessarily like memorize them, but you guys know what I mean. Okay, yeah. 2 4-drops in the opener, but we have 3 mana, so like yeah, and we have our turn 2 Jadar, so this isn't bad, I don't think. I would love to see the glorious Resurrector get some eye twitch. Ah, it's too bad we didn't go first, guys, because they're probably going to be able to get rid of those before we can. Yeah, I think Forge Boss is a really cool option for Decayed style decks. I think that's going to come in handy a lot, actually. We only have 1 of them, but I think that extra 2 damage could go a long way. I'm going to take the 3 this time, and they have their own Dockside Chef over there. Nice. We actually hit a turn 3 play, which is pretty good. An Infernal Grasp on the Chef could be good too. They probably just use the ability anyways to take out Jadar. So at any point, Jadar is going to die. So I'm wondering if we keep our Decayed Zombie back. Okay, they actually Deadly Dispute. They might grab a treasure here instead of killing... Nope, Jadar is out of here. That's what I thought. I mean, that's like too good of a target to hit off of a Shamble Buddy, you know? So I will keep the Decayed Zombie back for now, actually. I think there might be better things we can do with that zombie, especially if we play Forge Boss next turn. Yeah, Infernal Grasp isn't going to do a bunch against mono black control, unfortunately, but there might be some good options to take out with it. Like, especially if we can get Gisa down and then, like, Infernal Grasp their eye twitch or something, getting those would be sweet. Now, we actually don't have lessons in the sideboard, guys. Oh no, I did make it. The deck is rotation proof, like I said, so technically, yeah, technically since Gisa can take cards like eye twitch, that helps us learn, then technically we should have lessons in the sideboard for moments like that. But since it's rotation proof, obviously I wasn't even looking at the learn or the lesson cards because they're all rotating. So I guess if you end up playing this deck now, that's something to think about for sure. They have 5 mana open here. So let's do it. Let's get the Gisa down. I have a feeling it's going to be spot removal, but yeah, I don't want to run head first into spot removal. I'd rather Forge Boss die to their removal. How do you guys feel about that? Holding back the Gisa might end up being really, really bad, but it's probably just going to die to their own Infernal Grasp or something along those lines. So let's see. We can just get some extra damage through. Okay. Okay. Forge Boss deals an extra 2. They're going to pop an eye twitch. And see, they could have done that as or before Gisa even hit the board anyways. So it looks like they are going to do that twice. Pretty good. Dockside Chef, guys. Look out for it. Going to be a 1-drop of choice, maybe? We'll see. We'll see what the next set actually brings, huh? Yeah, so like I said, as this was on the stack, they still could have sacrificed those. So I think Forge Boss was a fine play. 6 mana Blood on the Snow would be bad. It would be bad. What? Meathook Massacre. Yep. Well, we do get a 1/1, and the Gisa can hit the board. They don't have removal open this time round. They might have it on their turn, but honestly, let's do it. Let's get it on the board. Nice. Back down to 16. Meathook's brutal, but we got 4 of them in here too, so Professor Onyx! Ah, GG Gisa, you had a good run. you had a good half of a turn run. Mirror box, ugh, not really something we want to see here. Tempted to blitz out the underdog, make sure we can kill the Onyx. We're taking a ton of damage. It's too bad one of those Infernal Grasps wasn't an Hero's Downfall. I would have played that in the Dockside Chef instead, because I think blitzing out the underdog, yeah, especially while they have Meathook on the board, happens to be not great. We did get a Swamp though, so that's good. We do want to see more mana. Right now, at least, because we're so late in the game. Yeah, Loth, what are you doing here? Oh no. Oh no, guys. My poor deck. Abandoned Mire. Yay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, hear me out. No, no, no. That's terrible. That's terrible. Um, crap. Do we just play cards? Let's just play cards for this turn. We'll get it out there. Mirror box drops, and we'll force them to chump. Dang. Us not seeing our Meathook 2 to balance this out is pretty rough. Pretty rough, guys. So we need these spiders gone. So next turn we can Infernal Grasp and bring out our Tenacious Underdog and kill the Lolth. So the Infernal Grasp brings the Lolth up to 3. Then the Tenacious Underdog can take it out. Invoke Despair does not hit Mirror Box, luckily. That is an artifact, not an enchantment. However, we are going to die to our own cards, and there's a blocker. Probably a nail in the coffin at that point. And a Shamble Buddy, too. Ah, oh, man. That is rough. Well, I think I see a path. Oh, man. Good game, opponent. That's funny. The best way to concede, right? Well, so far, 100% loss rate, but I have faith, guys. I have faith that this janky little build can get there. Okay. You'd think that playing it would feel a little bit more awkward, just based on like the pile of legendaries and stuff. But yeah, same thing after the first game. It feels like there's a ton of options for us here. We'll see. We'll see though, right? Okay, this is a much better hand. This is a terrific hand. Terrific. Opponent went first again. Hopefully it's not like Esper. Okay, let's do this. Jadar, and we'll swing. And honestly, next turn, Awakener could be a 4/4. I'm down. Are you guys down? I'm down. Make it an Awoken Demon. If they pass the turn, man, that's terrifying. Yeah, they're passing. Alright. We do have... Okay, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it before the swing. Let's see. It's gotta be simple removal, right? Exile removal, something along those lines. It's funny that they'll have to use it on a 1-drop, but we spent a lot of extra mana into... Okay, March of the Otherworldly Light. We get to keep our 4/4? Let's go. It shows the power of Jadar in certain builds, huh? Yeah, that is probably a Wandering Emperor. We can keep... Wandering Emperor, huh? Okay. Well, Hero's Downfall deals with it, but... Yeah, what the heck, let's do it. Let's do it. Nice. Nice. Okay. That is very good for us. I'm going to get the chef down, and we are going to keep the Hero's Downfall open. They march after taking the 4 damage. Okay, they wanted to keep March open for whatever we had to play, I guess? But we still have 3 mana open, so... Alright. End turn. So far, it's not... It looks like Esper control because they keep passing it to us. Yeah. Okay. I am tempted to abandon Mire here, guys, because we're not seeing a lot of what we should be seeing, but like keeping Hero's Downfall open might be better. Also, just Crucible, just swing in for 3. Yeah, what the heck? Let's do it. The reason that's not half bad is because we do have that Meathook, and so It could end up being enough damage here. Like, we could swing for 3 next turn, and if we feel like the opponent's going to kill everything anyways, then we can get Meathook on the board. We don't have to kill our own creatures. We just drop the Meathook, make sure we get value when they kill them. Okay, they only have 2 mana open here. A Blitz on the Underdog could be sick. Because we could Blitz this down, and we still have enough mana to sacrifice it to Dockside and draw a card. Is that better than just playing Meathook, though? Yeah, probably, because then we'll still have Meathook available to kill their creatures if they do have any. How do you guys feel about that? Well, we could also just play Meathook before it sacrifices at the end, too. Or we could have played it before... Ah, okay. Well, we'll sacrifice it then. Yeah, we could have played it before combat, but then on the stack they could have Fateful Absenced the Underdog anyways. Restock our hand, let's go. Nice. Alright, so they really need to start playing something here. It does look like Esper Control, doesn't it? Doomscar! No! Get out of here, Doomscar! No, the Meathook was so tempting instead of the draw, but yeah, I probably should have, honestly. So Jadar, we can Blitz and play Jadar? Probably, because we have so much removal. Dissipate? Ah, that exiles it. No, my win condition right now. Well, if Jadar ends up dying before we can Meathook or anything like that, then it's actually starting to lean towards the opponent, which is terrifying. We know how control decks can actually just run away with late games. Gonna start with that swing, full swing. I don't care. Bring that Wandering Emperor. Bring it on. Bring it on. Because they can only hit one of these with the Emperor. They're gonna gain 2. Hit the Jadar. Right. So they're back up to 5. We won't have a creature to sacrifice for the Ob Nixilis. But we could still just play it. Or we could abandon Mire and search for a creature. Abandoned Mire, so Hero's Downfall could take care of the Wandering Emperor before it gets out of hand. But we still have enough mana just to play Ob Nixilis then. So let's see if the Hero's Downfall gets countered. It does not. And we still just play Ob Nixilis. How do you guys feel about that? I think at this point, the Devil could be cool too, honestly. With all the exile removal in their deck, I think we're just going to go for damage every turn. They take the 2 down to 3. And I'm not playing Abandoned Mire because, yeah, we have so much, like, removal in hand that just isn't necessary against this deck. Another Swamp. Play the Swamp. Abandoned Mire. Search for a creature. Another Ob Nixilis. Jerren is pretty cool too, guys. I'm gonna try the Jerren over the Ob, and I hope that's an okay play. So we're gonna start with the damage. Down to 1. Holy cow, guys. Why didn't I get that Meathook down earlier? It might not have landed, though. Let's be real. I'm trying to think of if there was an option to even play the Meathook with an open board. So Memory Deluge for 7 is huge for the opponent because they can find life gain, they can find another Emperor, they can find something to deal with the Ob Nixilis. They only get 2 cards, but they get to look at 7. 7 is a huge number. Farewell doesn't hit the Planeswalker. We can't get that last bit of damage through unless... Okay, if this is a Fading Hope, then they're still in this. If not, we go Devil, and Meathook for 1. And then ping the opponent's face with the Meathook damage and the devil damage. There it is, guys. Okay, we got there. Oh, buddy. Woo! I wonder... Yeah, the farewell. Ah, that was scary, but keeping Ob was sick there because, yeah, if we would have plussed, they could have discarded a card and not taken the damage. So we wanted the devil and then to Meathook our own devil there. Yeah, that was a tough match, guys. We have time for one more, and hopefully we get to see Gisa come into play here too. That would be sweet. It's too bad that sometimes these decks take... like the matches take a lot longer, so we don't get to showcase them with as many as I would hope. I'm gonna start with a Dockside Chef here, because next turn I might keep Abandoned Mire in hand, and so it looks like we're just playing. Oh, nice. No, I'm getting Jadar down for sure, and I'll swing. The deck definitely can get damaged through, and so if we can outpace like a mono white style build or something, then that would be key. Play a second 1-drop. Yeah, Monk is a 2/2. Safely swing on in. We take the 2. We got tons of removal in this deck, and a deck like this is gonna hate Meathook, so right, so I guess it's gonna be Jerren. So easy block there. I think we just... What if they trade with the Usher? I think I'll keep the Dockside Chef to trade with the Usher on our turn. I think that's fine. Jadar gets us another Zombie. Very nice. Yeah, I would love to see some removal on the top though. We got good creatures, but that monk can really run away with it. Yeah, especially with Luminarch. Oh man. Come on, removal. We have 4 Infernal Grasps, 2 Heroes Downfalls, and 4 Meathook Massacres. So tons of ways here to get to remove some of these creatures. This is scary. We got chump blockers for days, but I'm actually surprised they're not plugging counters into the Raptor because that has flying, and we do not have flying. So maybe they'll put it with the Luminarch here, kind of spread it all out. Problem with spreading out the counters is if we can get to... Right, so if they can get at least one of their cards above a Meathook range, then that's much, much better. Let's take out that Usher, and we'll get another 1/1 back because a human's dying from Jerren. So we are taking an extra damage to get that 1/1 back. Hopefully that's fine. I think taking out a creature here is fine. Another Jerren. Oh no, okay. So Abandoned Mire could be cool, but that doesn't help us find removal. Could give lifelink. Ecstatic Awakener. Well, I think we can swing. I want the chump blocker. I think we can swing with Jadar. And funny enough, give Jadar lifelink. This... We could also keep this, because this is activate only once each turn. So having this open as a 4/4, I think that's fine. I'm going to keep this back as a blocker for the Luminarch too. Oh, yeah, Expanded Anatomies in their hand, so Luminarch can get past that. But they really want to put this... So Jadar gets through. We could give it lifelink, but I think keeping the Awakener is fine. How do you guys feel about that? Can still Abandon Mire. Alright. I would have loved to see Mirror Box come into play in these matches too, but that's okay. Sometimes we get to showcase a deck perfectly, and the deck does everything I want it to, and then sometimes we have like these janky builds that it's a little bit tougher to actually set up the stuff that it's supposed to do, but it's actually pretty good cards in here, huh, guys? Like, it's not that bad. Like, it's not that bad at all. Yeah, you want to remove the Awakener before it buffs, because we can sacrifice our 2/2 Decayed that can't block anyways, and then still be able to chump with the 1/1, or we can chump with the 1/1 and then still same concept, right? So like I said, they can plug it into the air now. They know that we don't have blockers in the air. We need to find our removal for sure. All right, let's see this. They just swing in the air. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Okay. Oh, oh, here they come. On the ground as well. And we will attempt a trade for sure. Okay, they decide not to. And yeah, we got to take the 4. I don't know. Do we go for the Abandoned Mire? I really don't want any of my removal to go to the grave. So yeah, I'm not going to do that. We're just going to Awaken. We'll hit the Decayed Zombie since we're going to get one at the end of our next turn anyways. Yeah, that's fine. And Jadar off the top. That's not removal. Yeah, it's not removal, and the legendaries are finally getting in the way in the final match here, I see. Okay. Well, I guess I'll look for a 3-drop that we can play. Here's all the removal, guys. Here it is. Oh, it was 2 Infernal Grasps. Oh, no. Oh, man. All right, Tenacious Underdog, I guess, is fine. That is hilarious, guys. Well, I mean, Infernal Grasp would have hurt us a lot anyways. What's good about Underdog is we can give it a lifelink from the Jerren soon enough. And I'm going to save all these back as blockers. And maybe the lifelink can hold us back. 2 Infernal Grasps are goners. Yeah, what's cool about the legendary land is how cheap it can become in a legendary build like this. So Abandoned Mire for 2 is actually sweet there. Oh, second Luminarch. Oh, no, that's pretty much it, isn't it? Get rid of the Jerren. No, this is 2 or less. No, 3 or less. Yeah, get rid of the Jerren so lifelink isn't an option for me. And then plug everything into the Raptor. Yep. What do you guys think? Yeah, everything into Raptor, swing in the air. Because at any moment, I could find a Meathook and try to gain as much as I possibly can. Okay, they spread it out again. We can't Meathook for 6, so I guess it's smart to do that. They can kind of play the long game. That is another land. I believe that is a GG, guys. Womp womp. We can give Tenacious Underdog lifelink, though. That's pretty cool, I guess. And we might as well swing on in, and we can keep 3 blockers back on the ground. Just in case there's something weird, but we're only going up to 4, and they have 5 in the air here. GG, Infernal Grasp. GG. There's nothing fishy going on here, opponent. I promise. I promise. I'm just one of those people who like to play out the match. I 100% promise. You can even take the 9 damage. Okay, there you go. Yeah, back up to 4. Back down to 3, because we get another 1/1. That's right. Jerren's a pretty cool card. Like, the deck knows how to keep creatures on the board. So, like, that's why I feel like Meathook is perfect for the build. We didn't really get to see Meathook today, though, did we? we got to win the last game with it technically, but not like a normal Meathook win, you know? Either way, guys, what did you think of the build? Weird, right? I don't know, like over in the Discord, I forget if I mentioned this at the beginning. Woo! Leveling up. Okay. Forget if I mentioned this at the beginning, but in the Discord, you guys can always drop suggestions, and eventually I'll get around to it. And one of you guys dropped the suggestion for Gisa Glorious Resurrector, and I apologize that we didn't actually get to see it come into play today. We got to play it, but then it immediately died. Either way, this was the build I came up with for the Glorious Resurrector, and I don't know, it's a weird one, but it's actually a little better than I was expecting. And if you want to like take it out of the jank zone, then you probably need to play some of the older cards that are rotating out. And so yeah, that kind of defeats the purpose of the rotation proof side of the build. Mirror Box would have been sick in some of those circumstances. That, like, the deck does know how to get damage through, and Mirror Box can definitely make it a lot more aggressive, so that's cool. I think you can safely drop an Awakener and go up a Hero's Downfall. I think Hero's Downfall is pretty good. I think killing Planeswalkers is really good, especially with all those like control decks that we went up against too. It sucks that it is like 3 mana, and having only 24 mana in the deck, sometimes that's like your entire turn. But, you know, it does pair beautifully with the Gisa too, so that's just something to think about. And having that extra removal, like that last game, maybe we would have actually been able to see something. Yeah, the Infernal Grasp was on top of the deck, a couple of them actually, so that might have been able to save us. But Infernal Grasp, you destroy a creature and lose 2 life, and in the meantime, you're losing 2 life from the Blitz on Underdog. You're losing life every time a human dies with Jerren. And the only ways to gain it back are through like Ob Nixilis' top ability if you control a demon or a devil as well, or getting the lifelink on the Jerren to one of your humans too. That's really the only ways to gain life back. Oh, and of course, Meathook Massacre too. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you gain 1 life. But again, don't forget that little bit of anti-synergy. If you have Gisa out there, you won't actually gain life. You'll just be able to bring those creatures back to your side of the board on your upkeep, which I personally think is a pretty good trade-off. But not if you're looking really low on life already. So guys, let me know what you thought of the deck down in the comments. What would you take out? What would you add? I am curious, because yeah, we don't want to like lean away from the rotation proof side, and we don't want to like destroy the spirit of the deck by just like getting rid of the cool legendary factor. But you totally could. You could drop the Mirror Box, go down a Jerren, not have 4 of them, go down a Meathook, again, not have 4 of them. Although Meathook's not a bad one to have 4 of anyways. Like, you're not too worried about that. Man, it would have been so cool to have like 3 Meathooks on the board with a Mirror Box, but we just didn't get to see it today. So more testing is required, I guess. Either way, guys, yeah, if you made it this far, y'all are freaking champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.